Is it Dota you're looking for? I hope so, because we have got it here. Hello, my name is Nomad. Joining me is Mo Farah as we get into today's games in the Hainan Master Spring Invitational EU Closed Qualifiers. And we've got aggressive mode versus Viking down on the lower bracket for a best of 3, but first I think it would be prudent for us to reflect upon the games which have led us up to this point. So, Mo Farah, would you mind giving us a recap on yesterday's games, or would you like me to do the honours?
The recap on yesterday's games, yeah, give me a second.
That's all right, I got them up and ready to go. So, of course, we started yesterday with Viking versus Godsent down the lower bracket. Of course, Godsent having a bit of a mix-up recently, but they've got Arrow, Wish, Boogie, Noya, and OKC, and they'd actually just beat their ex-teammate Kezu and the rest of Infinity in a best of 3 the day before. So they're feeling very good about themselves, but unfortunately, they did lose a series 2-1 to Viking, but not a bad showing from them. Meanwhile, Chicken Fighters up on the upper bracket came up against Aggressive Mode, and as you can probably tell, Aggressive Mode did end up losing that series again, a 2-1 to Chicken Fighters, but that middle game was a little bit experimental from Chicken Fighters, so they're still looking pretty good. They've still got some cards in their hands, and Aggressive Mode going to have to be fighting pretty hard because, honestly, we don't know who's going to come out on top on this one, I don't think.
Yeah, this is a really close series in my eyes. Viking have kind of had this lower bracket run, and I put out a tweet saying every time I cast them, they look better and better, right?
Yep.
And I honestly completely believe that. And I think they've been showing really good flag form as a team, not as individuals. And I feel like a lot of other teams in this tournament are made up of new individual stacks, right? So I think if they want to win, they have to use their advantage of knowing and playing with each other for a long time.
Yeah, I see where it come from there. And Aggressive Mode, meanwhile, I mean, they've just got some really high-skill players. You know, Skid, obviously, a very, very good carry, you know, a really high-level carry. Lil has just been impressing the hell out of us on his 4. Even though we expect a lot from Lil, he is still throwing it down and making some great plays. And I think Spartan yesterday, and even sometimes Boronier have pulled out some really impressive gameplay. So it seems like everybody on Aggressive Mode are capable of pulling out really good games. Meanwhile, Viking just seem to be the better 5-man team. So what's going to shine through? The individual skill or the overall team play? Well, that's what we're going to find out.
My favourite part about this draft so far, by the way, is that Ench gets ignored like the whole tournament, right? And then Lil plays one game of Ench and everyone's like, shit, he can play Ench. Let's just take it out every game afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. No, he plays a scary Ench. You basically, if Lil gets Ench, you have another core on your team. That's pretty much the shtick there. So yeah, no surprise to see that taken out of the pit. Meanwhile, we've got the IO, the Magnus, the Puck, and the Doom. Yeah, all the usual suspects here. I imagine this next one's going to be Tree, Disruptor, Lich, possibly Wyvern, something like that.
I think all 5 of these bans so far have been really good as well. Viking look really good whenever they get the Wisp and the Mag.
Yep.
Aggressive Mode, Lil looks amazing whenever he plays Ench or Puck, and the Skylight had a really good game on Doom yesterday as well. They've looked good on that hero overall, so I think, you know, all targeted bans. It's not like, you know, when we opened the tournament and it was all, you know, very general. So they'll have done their homework on each other.
They certainly will have done. And, of course, you know, I want to say welcome to all those disappointed people who have been looking through Twitch, looking for the major games and have stumbled across this instead. Welcome. Hopefully you can enjoy some EU Dota, Tier 2 Dota, whilst we wait for the major to pick back up again. But for now, we have this. And this is the semi-finals as well, pretty much. It's a lower bracket finals, to put it more accurately, but it's the last best of 3 before the grand finals, and Chicken Fighters are waiting for whoever takes the victory in this game. And the winner of that will be headed towards the Hainan Master Invitational. So exciting stuff on the line. A trip to China to play up in that $300,000 prize pool tournament against some fantastic teams. We don't know who's invited just yet, but you can be assured that it's going to be a fairly all-star cast going to China. So on the night picked up from Viking. Meanwhile, Aggressive Mode, they've grabbed the Rubik, and they've got a +1 to come yet.
Yeah, obviously Rubik, very, very good against Omni Knight, and they knew exactly what they wanted straight away. What really tilts me, and I've said it before, when they pick a reply instantly and then waste their reserve time thinking about the second pick afterwards. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, you have 40 seconds to pick that Rubik while you think of the other pick that you want to go for.
Yeah.
Why are you now having to waste your reserve time?
Just get it together, Spartan. It's not tactical. It is not tactical. But yeah, I mean, Rubik into Omni Knight is kind of just an instant pick, so that's a pretty easy one to go for, and it's probably going to be Lil Rubik, so yeah. Be excited, expect some big steals. Of course, Viking now knows a Rubik in the game, so they're probably not going to steal something which is pick something which is going to be super easy for the Rubik to steal. Meanwhile, aggressive mode, their second pick is going to be the Lich.
Yeah, I like this. Lich has been one of the staples this tournament. It's much better than Disruptor in the laning up against Omni Knight as well. Because Omni Knight can heavily grace off the Thunderstrike. I feel like Lich has just been the best lane support we've had all this tournament. And probably all the tournaments going on at the same time.
5 seconds remaining.
We have to remember that Celery played this Omni Knight as a position 5 yesterday. So Viking do have that in their locker.
Oh, I'd be really worried to do that against aggressive mode, though, because they won't give you the same amount of space which Godsent gave them after that laning phase, you know? Like, if you pick Omni as a 5, you're basically saying, fuck my lanes. We don't need lanes, we'll be fine. And that is a very difficult decision to make, but you know, if you get out of the laning phase and you manage to regain some of that net worth you're going to inevitably lose, in theory anyway, then you have yourself an Omni Knight as a 5 position, which is obviously going to be very nice. He's still going to be able to cast his spells on the fights and keep people alive and just spam heavily grace on your carry, so that's really nice. But at the same time, aggressive mode, these guys will run you down. They know how to put pressure on you. They have Lil to lead you into every single fight, and he just spots every opportunity you give him, and he will take advantage, and he will rip that open. So I really don't want to see Viking doing that this game.
Coming into this second phase as well, I think it's something we need to talk about. Both these mid players have been playing really well, and this is a matchup that I'm super excited to watch, just because Barnier, it feels like his laning stage has been amazing all the time, but Boom's had a really good tournament so far. So I feel like this is going to be super explosive in terms of matchups. I think TA has to be looked at for both teams. They really both enjoy playing it, this TASF kind of thing. And Drow is something that Viking have been really enjoying playing as well. I think aggressive mode have to be wary about that.
Yeah, once again, I do think Boom is the strongest laning mid player in this tournament. When it comes to laning phase, I haven't seen anybody do better than him. In any matchup you seem to give him, he's just always on top. He's got insane mechanical skill in that middle lane. But I do... Yeah, when it comes to actually making the plays afterwards, Boromir could have a bit of an edge there, because this guy, he's a team player, and he's found tons of opportunities to just kind of go a bit ham, whether it's the SF, the TAs, you know, but they've got very similar hero pools as well, Boom and Boromir.
Oh, the Drow gets taken out. Actually, just an Oracle, I think.
10 seconds remaining.
Am I going to die in a Hellspire?
5 seconds remaining.
Yes.
Cool. Always knew it.
Wasn't supposed to tell you, but, you know.
I'm a friend. Mates rates.
Radiant team ban.
Lifesteal banned out from Viking. Yeah, aggressive mode, they played this hero twice yesterday. Worked really well for them in the second game as well.
Yeah, Skitter loves that hero. It's very good at it. I think Bloodseeker is something else we should point out for both these two. They both enjoy playing Bloodseeker, Skitter and Shad.
Yeah, it's
Bat
been a
Rider's
commonplace in
the
this
other one as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Bat Rider for Vikings, the other one for me. That's something that could really upset these support duos in Rubik and Lit.
Fire team pick.
Ooh. Okay.
Abaddon.
All of a sudden, Bat Rider doesn't look quite as good.
No, but some teams have been picking it anyway into the Abaddon. They haven't minded the Abaddon so much, which is surprising. And I'm not sure I'd recommend, but now both teams have a Purge. I think it's very unlikely to see it.
I mean, the thing about the Abaddon here as well is that it kind of shows it's the 3, though, right? So it's not like the Abaddon where you open drafts with and it could be the 5. You know, the Rubik's kind of locked in the 4, Lich locked in on the 5. It kind of forces the Abaddon to be the 3. So you know exactly what laning setup is. There's no like shenanigans going about at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd really like a tree pick for Viking, I think.
Yeah. How has Tree gotten this far, actually? He was definitely the cream of the crop when we got into this tournament, but as the tournament go on, people seem to be not that excited by him. I think it's better for Viking than it is for aggressive mode.
I think there's just other heroes that have taken priority. Like the Lich and the Disruptor have been in pretty much every game, I think, as the POS 5s. And then we have fours like the Puck's been more important, like the Rubik's been more valued over the Tree as well, I think. I don't think it's that Tree's necessarily a bad hero, it's just that others have taken priority.
Radiant team.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And wow, Ursa comes out from Vikings, so they get themselves a safer core. This will be their one position. Absolutely. Now,
I mean, we've seen Shad play at mid, though, up against the Timber before, so they do have that flex potential.
true, you're right. In certain matchups, yeah. But I think mostly this is going to be your safe laner. And actually, looking, if you get an Orb of Venom on this Ursa, team him up with the Omni Knight as a 5 position, and you're against Rubik Abaddon, it's not going to feel that bad. Like, it's not amazing, but I don't think you necessarily lose that lane very heavily. In fact, I think you could even come out on top with some tucked phase, but Rubik could be very annoying. Or if they put the Lich with the Abaddon as well, that could cause problems for the Ursa, so maybe not. I'm just trying to keep options open for Vikings. We know they can play the Omni Knight as a 5, so any window to do that, and they may take it. Wow, Veno. Okay. Aggressive mode with an aggressive response. And this is a hero which Ursa doesn't really like playing against too much. It's a ton of slows. It's a ton of damage. And yeah, it's just going to... He pops out in rage and he just gets them all reapplied back onto him again.
The reason why I really like this Veno pick, and you tend to see it at this point in the draft, is when you see both the enemy side laners, and you know Veno's going to have a good matchup against both of them. Omni Knight and Ursa both hate playing against Veno. Like, it's horrendous in the laning stage.
Yep.
If you can be aggressive and get on top of the Veno, it's fine. But when there's a Rubik Lich deploying, I don't think Veno should ever feel wary.
No, no. Either lane he goes to, he's going to have protection. Just as you should always have protection, chat. Thank me later. Anyway.
Go to your local clinic.
If you didn't, yeah.
Yeah. So now they need to decide whether they want to put the Omni as a 5. Or, yeah, okay, the 5 or the 3, I was going to say. And then they put it as a 5.
Right, not afraid, and that's going to be the Beastmaster picked up for them. So is this a slightly better lane against the Veno? I'm not sure it is, actually.
It's probably a little bit better against the Veno because you have more chase potential with the boar as well.
Yeah.
It's easier to get on top. And the other thing is, it's the vision for the glimpse as well, right? And it's this, if they want to play aggressive on Viking, they can suddenly have this vision advantage in all the fights that aggressive mode don't have because of the Hawk. Vision for glimpse, vision for Ursa to select his target. I actually really like this pick a lot. I think their laning stage might be a little bit weak now, but it was going to be a difficult laning stage anyway, up against this Veno.
Absolutely, yeah. And another thing to mention as well is that if Disruptor can somehow get the control out onto the Abaddon in these fights, it's going to make it much easier to bring down whatever frontliners you have on the side of aggressive mode. And so far, they don't really have any frontline, so I'm sure it's coming up shortly. But if you can just control up the Abaddon or whoever's the Venomancer even, the Hawk is going to allow the Disruptor to select his targets much easier and find this static storm on who he wants, as well as being a setup for the glimpse as well. So, yeah, this is going to be very valuable, and it's something which aggressive mode need to think about is how we're going to get rid of these Hawks. Not always possible.
I'm interested to see what the mid matchups become here. We've got TA left and SF left in the pool, but something like Razor's still there, which could be really annoying. Storm's still in the pool as well. What else is there? OD, but that hero's been pretty, falling off pretty hard. The problem is if Viking pick TA, the Veno could go mid for aggressive mode as well, and then that allows them to pick some flex.
Yeah, they banned the Naga, so they seem to think it's Veno at mid, right?
Yeah, they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the options are open, right?
If you look at the draft overall, right, aggressive mode needs some hero that does a lot of damage and that can carry them. And I think Naga would have been pretty good. The Song disengage is really good against Disruptor as well. They don't have great lockdown for the Naga.
Yeah.
So I think it's a safe ban.
Alrighty, Viking, final pickup. It's looking like they might need a mid lane and they might need a safe lane. It depends what they want to do with his Ursa. And it will be the Shadow Fiend.
I think they're going to go TA.
We've seen Shadow Fiend versus TA so many times. It's definitely likely, I think. It gives them the damage, it gives them the jump, it gives them the, fighting, which they need to kind of round this one off. Could be something like the Storm. But I'm not sure we want to go Storm into Disruptor. and raw.
It's not awful though, honestly.
It's not. There's not many there's no cheap stun to throw out here. And if you're needing a storm or a raw to shut you down a storm, you're having a pretty good time. I'm sure they want to take advantage of this low lockdown on Viking.
I think they want to pick something that's a little bit mobile and a little bit difficult to catch.
Yeah.
Because there's this lack of stuns. It makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, they do go TA.
TA. All right. Nice and safe. So, aggressive mode, keeping it within the box, but still a mighty fine draft from them. They're going for a basically very strong backline with TA going to be the main big fighting punch of this team. And it's actually Skidder on a Baden. Okay, these guys have been watching the major, so it's going to be a Baden carry. I believe... Oh, who was it who did this? I'm really scratching my head.
Oh, is this the Manta Rush?
Manta Rush of Baden, so you just
I think it was someone... Wasn't it someone on Reality Rift?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. It was, I think. I can't remember the name, but yeah, this is not new, but well, it's newish. It came about yesterday, so it is new, but not debut. Meanwhile, Viking, they're keeping it a little bit more sane. Shad's going to be on the Ursa, Boom on the Shadow Fiend, and Solari on the Omni Knight. So Toby's going to be the 3 position, the offlaner on the Beast. That'll be their other core. And yeah, very strong, stable support duo from aggressive mode here with the Rubik and the Lich, as these guys will just be hanging out in the back lines. There's some nice spells to steal as well between the Omni Knight, Disruptor, and Beastmaster.
I'm trying to find the game where somebody played Abba carry.
Alright, you just search as fast as you can. But yeah, this middle lane matchup is one we've seen a ton of times. It's honestly pretty boring because you talk about it a lot and you're like, oh wow, Shadow Fiend's managed to pull ahead by like 5 CS, and then TH's like, alright, see, I'm going jungle, and then Shadow Fiend's like, yeah, me too, and then they kind of just jungle and come back to the lane, push out, go jungle, and no one really loses its lane. It's kind of just a handshake between the two mid players being like, okay, unless anybody really messes up, then you can get some punishment. And there's also nobody who's going to be invading the jungle particularly hard early on these guys. There's no Spirit Breaker or anything like that coming in and putting too much pressure on either of these mid laners. So it's probably going to be a pretty farm TA versus a pretty farm Shadow Fiend. I am looking at these safe lanes, and obviously we don't know what this Abaddon counters, what this Abaddon can really pull out versus other cores as the carry position. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch for sure.
It was Hector that did it for Beast Coast against Chaos.
That was it.
If anybody wants to go back and watch the game, it was in the group stage.
SA, it was South something, I knew that much.
So smart.
So smart. Alrighty, well, I mean, I got to ask the question, my Farah, which draft do you prefer? I know it's a hard one because we've got some interesting picks coming out, but if you had to make an assumption, if someone pulled a gun to your head now and said, who's going to win? If you lose, you die.
I'd say I like taking stupid bets.
I don't want to live.
Yeah, I don't want to live. Take me. I just pick the losing team. I'd probably go for Viking. I think their draft looks more well-rounded overall. But again, I don't know huge amounts about Carry Abba. And this Vela should have a decent time up against the Ursa as well. So as long as they don't lose their laning stage too hard on Viking, they should be fine. But it has the potential to just like kind of steamroll out of control. And I think aggressive mode, they have played very aggressive, and I do not expect that to stop.
Yeah, I'm looking at the tower pushing potential from aggressive mode with this Deso TA, Abaddon on the front lines on this carrying position, and I'm concerned. I genuinely think they could have a really good shot at just running over them. So I'm going to put my faith in Lil in aggressive mode here, and I think they could pull this one off, but let's see. You know, I think if the game gets to about 25 minutes and it's not a significant lead for aggressive mode, then Viking are going to be in a really dominant position. But, you know, as we said, we didn't watch that game. We were casting all of yesterday and watching some more replays this morning, but we didn't watch that Abaddon game, so we don't really know. Sorry, terrible analyst here. What did he build in that game? Do you have the Dota buff?
I know he went Manta Abyssal in that game.
Yeah,
I don't know what his in-between items were, but I can go back and look. Hang on. So he went Radiance. At the end of the game, he had Phase, Radiance, Manta, AC, Abyssal, Orb of Destruction.
Bloody hell, how long did the game go on for? It's like 45 minutes.
It was 37 minutes.
Oh, that's quick fun.
But it is Hector, so...
True. Hector pulls money out his butthole.
You kind of expect it from him at this point.
Yes, yeah. I swear creeps are worth more to that man than anybody else. All right, we've got reconnections in from Viking. Looks like we are good to go with game number 1 in this best of 3 series here in the lower bracket. Loser gets knocked out. Winner will go on to face Chicken Fighters and earning themselves a trip to China and perhaps a share of that $300,000 prize pool in the Hainan Invitational. So we've repaused. I did that big, fancy, exciting intro, and then we just pause again, completely ruining the momentum of the cast. Come on, guys, step it together.
There wouldn't be a game in this tournament without there being a pause at the start of the game, though.
Well, it's gotten better as of recent, but yeah, and towards the later part of this tournament, it's been pretty pausey. But I guess we can't really blame them too bad since there's like 3 tournaments going on for these guys right now. There's playing in the, was it the Hot Pocket League or something?
They're playing Hot Price, I think
Hot
it's called,
Price, okay,
and
yeah,
there's
Hot
something
Pocket's
else
the
as
mode.
well.
Yeah, there's another one, OMG, I think.
Yeah, I think that the other one finished though.
Oh, okay.
I think. That is disgusting.
I can't tell if it's really happy or wishing for death. Yeah, definitely wishing for death now I see it moving.
I have no idea what that career is.
Why have you created me and my suffering?
Imagine if life after death was a thing, right? And then you died and you came back as that courier. You'd be like, oh.
Re-roll the dice, just jump on
Yeah,
the cliff.
please, re-roll.
Try again. Go next.
Oh, we started
Alrighty,
with
so-
Stick. Borneo. Interesting.
Borneo.
Up against the SF, who's spamming razors. I guess it's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess that is pretty good. Yeah, and Boom does this every time, so this is a great read from Borneo, actually, because he's just going, I know this guy's going to buy razors, you know, you can't really CS versus a TA without them. So I'm just going to grab a stick, and I know I'm probably going to get myself about 3 or 4 charges off that first wave. Where is he going? He's on an adventure. Is he looking to see who's coming to lane or something?
Yeah, they're trying to scout out the matchups because they really don't want the Ursa against the Veno.
True.
I'm pretty sure.
True. That's not
Unfortunately,
pretty
at the moment, the Ursa's against the Veno. Very sad for Viking. Barney just doesn't care, does he? He's actually just chilling. Doing his
running
own.
behind towers. Yeah, he's having the full guided tour of the enemy side of the map. Doesn't get hit once either. Imagine walking all that way and not getting hit once.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
nice.
there's a couple of boars right-clicking Skitter. He's fine with it though, and it looks like Viking grabbed themselves 2 bounty runes, and Omni Knight might grab himself a 3rd. Who's quicker? Lil goes for the deny, and it's only going to be 1 to 2.
Okay, not sure how I feel about this win lace, by the way, on the Rubik. I feel like this is a lane that you can really bully. Maybe he feels like he doesn't need the items to be able to bully in the lane, so he's kind of just being a little bit more...
Yeah, very possibly. Now, if Boom, when he realizes the stick is here, what's his counterplay? Oh, he doesn't have one. He's just gonna have to give him stick charges. It's not like he can't cast razors, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to give you stick charges, so I'm just gonna lose the lane instead.
Oh my god.
Borneo, careful. Ooh, getting very low there. Nearly catches the 3rd one, but the refraction is up. But now 5 stacks. If this goes down, she'll be in some trouble. Keep eyes in the middle lane. Okay, alright. Just assuming that's not gonna happen.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Observing you. This observer's so smart. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, it is Ursa versus Veno, and Ursa is like, well, what do we do?
What does Omni do?
Yeah.
What does Omni do?
Omni 5, kids. Don't do it. Not even once.
We talked about them needing to not lose their laning stage too hard. I'm like, oh, maybe they're just going to lose the laning stage really hard.
Yeah. Maybe it's Omni Ursa will be okay. No, it's not. No, it's not.
And Spartan gets the D ward as well. Well.
Yeah, life is not going great for Viking to start things off, but we can only hope this laning phase improves, but it's a pretty bad start. Boom, in some trouble. No, they catches the side blade. Boom goes down. Borneo draws first blade, and I'd love to say Borneo made an amazing play there, but he was just hitting creeps. Oh,
Yeah, that was...
oh god. He just cancelled the TP.
Did he actually?
Ooh, this is yeah. Boom.
I mean, that mid lane's
Let's have a
so bad now.
we don't need to look at that anymore. That's That's not a lane we need to look at. Boomer's, he can hide his shame. Or Disruptor getting low in the bottom lane, being chased down by Skidder. Skidder trying to finish the job here. He's got the Frost Shield on him, but now that runs out. He has got the shield to pop on himself. Aramis pops a Fairy Fire. Might be surviving, but when that shield pops, it's going to hurt. He wants the tower to hit him here, Skidder, so that he can find the kill, but he's not in range. Wow. Okay.
He lost vision.
Yeah, Aramis survives. Oh, of course, shield doesn't do damage if you don't have vision on them, right? Is that true? Yeah. Something weird like that. Oh, but Toby's like, take me instead. Don't worry, Disruptor, I'll save you. Or is he? Is he playing him? I'm not too sure. Don't know. Skidder finds himself a ball. Meanwhile, another ball comes out, slowing him down. Spartan comes nearby, takes a lightning bolt to the face, runs himself away. Skidder just going to be happy, though, to sit like a big brick in this bottom lane.
Look at the CS.
It's a complete disaster so far from Viking. They need to make some serious changes if they want to stand a chance of coming out of this laning phase. Okay, I mean, 4 CS down doesn't seem like much, but when you actually look at how the lanes are going, it's a lot more costly than it looks on paper. They're getting beaten down in every lane so far, and we know what happens when teams lose every lane, especially when it's against a team. Okay, a miss uphill for Boom. Kevin says, hey man, you're having a rough time. Don't worry. Got you. And Borneo missed a melee creep as well.
He didn't want it anyway.
Yeah, he's just baiting him. He's thinking, oh, I'm not doing that badly.
I feel like Celery should be looking to pull here, like, more often on the Omni. Oh, jeez.
That's a quick lift. Celery dropping real low. Lil, can he find him? Nah. The Lil's going behind the tower.
I think he
here.
might here.
Yeah, Lil might grab him. Comes in close. He's got the Fade Bot ready, and that's going to be a kill. Lil grabs him behind the tower. Omni Knight brought down.
To be honest, if you're the Omni there, you were out of HP and mana anyway, so you're like, well, if I'm gonna die, at least he used Fade Bolt.
Yeah, Lil's now out of mana. It's better than walking back to base, in all honesty. Maybe. I don't know. Lil getting 230 odd gold is probably not that good.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh well, you know, that's what you tell yourself, your Solari. Like, I didn't want to go back to base anyway.
Oh, Shad is really not having fun in this lane.
No, but...
Talk about not having fun in the lane. Here's SF.
No, he's not having fun in the lane at all because he's having fun in the jungle instead. Walking down bottom, not sure what he can achieve down there, but Spartan could be in some trouble. Right clicks come in and they finish the job, but Toby now getting beaten in by Skidder. I don't think there's much Aramis can do to keep Skidder off him, though. Skidder's actually not quick enough, it doesn't look like it. In comes Boom, coming over. There's one raise, and he's got another one available. Comes in close, and that'll be a kill onto Skidder with the razors. Nice rotation in from Boom, losing his lane, so he goes to another one, secures himself a kill, and makes his bottom lane much, much better for Viking. This is a huge sigh of relief for this Viking team right now, if they at least have control of one of their lanes.
And yeah, he manages to pick up the 5-minute rune on SF as well, so at least he's managing to get something here. Like you said, he wasn't getting anything in his lane anyway. Might as well move around.
Yeah, and Borneo is just not happy that Boom's come to this lane at all. In fact, he's playing around the tower, and with Lil waiting in the sidelines here, ready to jump in. Fadebolt comes out, trying to stop a bit of that damage coming through. Self-pot from Boom, though, suggesting that they might still want to go for something with Solari here, but I'm not sure what Solari can actually offer to this. He's just going to come and right-click Borneo a little bit. Borneo is just going to run himself away, though. He's got the refraction as well. Glimpse back. Aramis joins in as well. Borneo going for the TP out. Can they stop it? The Razors come out, and that's going to be a kill. A nice rotation in from Viking. Now they get a kill into the middle lane as well. That is a way to come back from this laning phase. Whew. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Yeah, they're somehow still going.
Yep.
I'm not really sure how. A little bit aggressive by Borneo. When you hit like, the sticks and you get the traps on, like, you feel like you can take on anyone in the world.
Oh my god. I will crush these mortals, but wasn't the case. Well, Aramis getting really low here, and the Frost Shield's still going off, and now the silence comes out. Skidder secures that one down at bottom, taking a strike back at the side of Viking. Meanwhile, Solari on the run from Lil. Lil Mark II, Electric Boogaloo, and Skylark. And in comes the...
oh no, the damage.
Nova. Yeah, it's just ticking away at him. And he's out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
having some fun.
0 out of 10 though from Lil didn't body block with his illusion, so I'm not really interested.
We expect more.
Ooh, poor man's shield.
On Lich. Wow.
That's okay. I don't know who would want that. I guess SF maybe for the start, but
no one really wants an Ironwood shield. Sorry, the poor man's shield.
An ironwood shield.
Yeah,
sounds
ironwood
appealing.
tree recipe came up at the side, and my brain just went, you know what, Jared? I'm going to say that instead. Sorry, I mean, no, man. My real name's not Jared. Crap, they're going to find me.
Oh god.
Going to hunt me down.
Find him on Facebook.
Aramis trying to hold down this middle lane against Boromir, and even the side blades alone are hitting pretty hard. I don't know what Aramis is doing. He's coming awfully close to the bear here, but that's because Boom's hanging around. But Boom doesn't have any mana either, and Spartan comes in around the side wanting to cancel out that clarity and will be able to do so. So Boom's just like, well, I regret everything, and pops another one because apparently he's got 3.
I think if I see that Lich there, as a support player, I'm knowing. Well, they probably have a ward somewhere around the spot rune now, so I imagine that might get spotted out.
Careful, Boom. Can he get the final raise off here? I think he can get the right clicks. Yep, final raise comes out, and Boom's on a killing spree. I'll take it, he says. Meanwhile, Boromir might be taking Aramis, but no, the kinetic field comes in. Nicely done, holding back the TA. Boom's coming over. I'm not sure how much he can do here, and Aramis actually just getting burnt away by the trap, trying to jump through the trees. Can't see. Oh, Boromir trying to get in close and does find the right click. Boom trying to punish with a little bit of damage here, but he doesn't really have much, and I think he's got to be careful in case she's leading him to another trap, but luckily there are none around here. But he is going to say, all right, I'll hang back a bit, although there's a trap out onto him, Boromir. Really? Did you not learn your lessons from last time? But this time he's got a Lich with him. Meanwhile, Spartan's going to grab that obs. And they go again here. Thunderstrike going to be quite annoying. They've got the glimpse as well, but in comes Spartan from the side, and in comes a fear out onto Boom. He can't get his damage off. Boom might just drop here. One more right click will do the job. The Frost Shield will do it anyway, and now in comes a Chain Frost bouncing around, and they're going to grab Celery as well. Celery just adding another log onto the fire, which is burning in the middle lane for Viking, as aggressive mode bring down 3 heroes. An absolute massacre in the mid, and now Boromir can finish what he started and take that middle tier 1 tower. A great move in from aggressive mode.
Yeah, and these lanes are really starting to get out of control here. They're trying really hard to help their SF mid. And these 2 side lanes on the Radiant side are still doing really well. So, like, you're helping your SF, but if the other 2 are still losing their lane as well, like, you kind of pick your poison.
It very much is. And it's not like a draft which is going to go slowly. You know, this Abaddon is looking scary, to be honest with you.
He has BOTs on the Venom already as well. This guy's so farm.
Yeah, I love this on Heroes like Venom. Heroes which burn through mana very quickly. You don't need to buy mana regen items, just buy boots of travel. Go back to the base every 40 seconds.
It's also just being able to move across the map to, like, push your tempo quicker as well, right?
Absolutely.
And oh,
Spartan could be in a spot of bother right now as they're going to finish him up, and now the Roar comes out looking for the second. Scar's going to be the target, woken up by Skidder on the sideline, but they've got the glimpse. Unfortunately, the raise misses though, so Skylark is going to be able to get himself back to safety here. If that raise did land, then it might have been a different story, but as it stands, Skylark gets away, and Skidder's not that scared, as he's just happy to plonk himself down here. Has he got a point? Yeah, he does have a point in the borrowed time, ready to be skilled if needed.
yeah, they just wanted to make sure they got one of the outposts on the Dire side, so they all just kind of commit to the bot lane. That means they lose a little bit of farm between them all, but at least they don't fall behind on XP too much.
Solari TP's himself in at top to try and top Boromir, just taking another tower here, but he's got to pop that wand of his to heal up from just a couple of right clicks and a meld strike from Boromir. But in comes Toby around the side. Now, don't forget, he doesn't have the Roar. There's a Chain Frost on Spartan, turning around with a vengeance. They're going to go for both of them. Look at the bounce. It's absolutely perfect. Spartan grabs both of them. Toby and Solari get turned to ice by the Lich. And now they get this tower as well. And this is just an absolute rinse and repeat of the middle lane as they make their way top. These rotations from the 2 supports here, Spartan and Lil, are absolutely killing it.
They managed to kill the Veno in the bot lane, though, between Aramis and Boom, so that's something they get in return. But if they're losing tier 1s, like, they're just losing every trade at the moment on the map, right? And where this Omni got away with his laning stage yesterday, they are definitely not...
Nope. Nope. Do you remember the first thing I said in the draft when the moment we saw this Omni pick was like,
Yeah.
I don't want Viking to run Omni as a 5, and this is kind of why. But you know, they've got the comeback potential. 12 minutes in, a smoke is out. Boromir would be a great catch here. Have they got the roar? Yes, they do. Do they use it though? They're holding back for the time being as they've managed to get him in the static storm anyway, and that has made short work of Boromir. And they're looking for the second one. Hello, Skidder. He's got the borrowed time and he's going to pop it immediately. Levels it up, pops it, gets himself to safety. The frost shield on him as well, making him a very unattractive target for Viking to bring down here. So they will just settle for the Templar Assassin, but it's enough for them. They'll be very happy with that one.
That's the biggest map kill on the map they could have got. So,
yep.
Well played by Viking. At least they're still trying to be active, you know, still trying to be aggressive and making sure they're not just rolling over.
Yeah, a little bit more respect needs to be shown from the TA as well. You know, running around without heroes near her, kind of just not expecting Viking to come and punish her for her movements. But
the thing is, though, this Veno right has all this gold, but it's in items that don't really matter at the moment. Like, he has to just carry on farming. So they have this lead, but it doesn't allow them to pressure with their lead. They kind of just have to try and extend it on the Radiant, if that makes sense. So no, like, major aggression, but just, you know, they have the potential to expand their lead quicker and quicker.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Veno is not doing a whole lot with these boost travels just yet, but we'll see what he goes for into next. I mean, well, he's actually going to TP onto Shad right now. Meanwhile, Lil has stolen the raise here. Not the best deal in the world. And now has Glimpse. That's a bit better. Aramis might be taking this one right now. Meanwhile, in comes that Chain Frost once again. GA is out to try and counter it. Look at these Chain Frosts go. They're doing so much work. Celery slowed down. Meanwhile, Boromir finds a free pickup onto Aramis on the side here. Celery, the Skidder's still looking for it here. He's not quite done, and he's got the silence up onto him. The bonus attack speed. Boromir comes in. He's got a mouth strike. Good night, sir. Omni-Knight put to sleep to go and join his god in the Omniscience as they continue the siege into the enemy jungle. Viking lose 3 more heroes. And now, a big scaly man is going to be visited by the Templar Assassin, who's got this Desolator now to throw into his face. He won't be lasting too long at all, especially... Whoa! Disco camera! The action cam. You know, like, remember when the Cloverfield came out? It was kind of like the first feature-length film to be filmed in handheld. That's what we're going for here. But no, Roche's CCTV has seemed to have stabilized now.
It's just going to fall down here. There's not really any contest from the Dire side. Very, very difficult. And they push so easily on this Radiant side as well. Like the Veno wards, and you talked about this, the TA ABBA combo as well, with the Deso on the TA. Towers and structures just melt so quickly. So if they ever win one fight, with like this massive lead they have, the base will just die. Like on the Viking side, it just falls so quick.
Yeah, it's not going to be staying up very long.
It looks like he was also going to go Midas on the Abaddon, but then kind of kept the gloves of haste and was like, I'm just going to go Radiance, and we're going to try and hit this timing together, and we just end the game.
Seems like a fairly decent plan. They, yeah, I still don't know how to feel about Radiance, but I guess it deals with a Beastmaster summons pretty nicely. A little bit of mischance on the Ursa doesn't hurt.
I mean, Radiance as an item is always good on these heroes that survive for a long time in fights, right?
Appears we found some tier 2 items.
Oh, nice.
4 found instantly. Can't remember them all. Memory test. Dragon Scale, Imp Claw.
Vampire Fang.
Vampire Fang. I can't remember the other one.
Oh, there's a blink on the TA. Sweet lord. This is a...
she's found a timing. With the Imp Claw as well, those Meld Strikes might be hitting pretty hard.
If I'm this disruptor at the moment, I'm like... very wary about my game now. I'd be crying.
Yeah, you need to be about 2 blink distances behind your furthest forward core, which is probably not the best place to be for a disruptor. Probably won't be able to get many spells off like that, but it's about all they can hope for currently.
I mean, when this SF gets BKB, they don't have a huge amount of physical damage on this Radiant side. It's only really the TA. So as long as they can keep their SF alive, which is what we've seen Viking do it before. They just play around this SF BKB timing.
Yeah.
They need to try and hit that point, but it doesn't look like it's coming very quickly.
Certainly does not. Meanwhile, TP's coming in towards the middle lane as they're going onto the S. They've had the lift off, but he's going to turn around. Might look towards Skylark instead, but the supports are coming in thick and fast. Toby thinks of throwing the roar, does actually use the roar to kill Skylark. DPS roar, that's what we like to see, but the Ursa, he's going to be dropping all the same here. No amount of rages is going to save you from that one. Shad dies in return for the Venomancer. Toby makes it back to base and will heal up in here. Poison Nova not going to tick him away today.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, there you go. Essence Ring was the other tier 2 item.
Dire's
Oh, nice.
is under attack.
Oh, God, my God, look at that Rubik attack speed from the overpower. Whoa.
Is under attack.
Anyway.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Aramis takes bottom
Radiant's
outpost.
bottom tower is under attack.
He has an
Once
axe
again.
queued up. That's...
Ambitious.
yeah. Optimistic.
Yeah, I feel like you want the Ghost Scepter at the very least. Just, you know, waste the TA's time a little bit in some fights, maybe. I don't know. Pulls out from Skitter.
He just gets pauses the game and he gets his team in a huddle and he's like, don't
Mid.
throw.
True, true.
We got this.
With the way this tournament has gone, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that was being said. Maybe all of them just get a post-it note, write "don't throw" in capital letters in like marker pen and just stick it right in the middle of their screens.
I need one all over my wall, I think, when I play Dire. Okay, so here's the relic now. It's decent.
Dire's
Not
I
bad.
still feel like it's quite slow, though, of an item.
It is, it is. Like, you wonder what they could have been doing right now if they'd have had, like, maybe drum sands or
Vlads.
something. Yeah, Vlads. On +1 item on the
Dire's bottom
Abaddon,
tower
but
has fallen.
I guess then you are very all in, though. So at least this Radiance gives them this option that, yeah, they can still hit this timing together, but that they're also just really strong later on in the game.
yeah, there's also the factor that, like, the Veno's probably not going to, you know, you'd need the Veno to change his item build as well. What does Veno go, which is going to help him be more aggressive at 18 minutes into the game?
Dire's bottom
Link?
I don't imagine if he went for like a Manta, though, instead of the...
Aramis, he's fighting into Lil right now, trying for the solo kills, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's a battle of the sports right now, but Skylark, he's going to come and break this one up. Break it up, guys. He's going to get glimpsed back, but unfortunately the poison's already out on Tim. Lil grabs that kill for himself, and they're even looking for... Oh, a GA? Excuse me? What the...
I think it was to
Okay, I
save
think
his life
he was
before he
jumped on TA,
TP'd.
yeah. He had the meld effect just disappearing on him there as we look back to him, so...
Oh, he killed the Borneer's Dragon Lance, though, on Ursa. Well played by Shad. Aegis is about to disappear here as well, so...
Yeah, Viking
have
have...
advantage. Oh, disappear.
It's 11k gold advantage for aggressive mode, but Viking, they're surviving the storm at present. Unfortunately, I think the next Tempest is going to be twice as furious.
Have you ever played a game where there's like a level that you find really difficult, and then you get onto the next level and you're like, oh dear.
Yeah,
That
I
last one was
remember-
really easy.
I wasn't much of a console gamer as a kid, but I was always PC. But I Counter-Strike Source actually, but I did get a GameCube and I played Twilight. Oh, a Wii was it? I think it might have been a Wii. Yeah, played Twilight Princess on it, and it took me like 3 days to beat Ganondorf's final battle because he had like 3 forms.
Dire
I beat the first one, I was like, I've done it! And then no. Meanwhile, they're going to find TA again here, unleashing hell onto the Templar Assassin. They even used the Roar. Toby is just loving throwing out these DPS Roars right now to finish off heroes, but of course he was about to get out of the Static Storm, then Refraction comes out, then who knows what could have happened. So, Radiant Jungle Invasion, a massive success here for Viking, and now they find Skitter as well. Now, this is a much harder target to bring down. I don't know why they're going for this. They've used their ultis. This seems like a crazy vibe. They're going to go in for it anyway. SF making his way over. Lil actually gets glimpsed back as well, so he's not going to be in this fight. Skitter taking damage. They want to try and get that borrowed time out of him, and they will be successful at doing so. Meanwhile, Skitter, Slylark on their way, and now that fighting light, the damage comes in, and they blow him up. Skitter goes down. Oh my god. Okay. Spartan's chain frosts are absolutely on point today. Like, these are some AI chain frosts, which just know exactly who to go for. Meanwhile, Viking trying to TP out. Boom. Is there going to be a lift onto him? Yes, there is. Oh, they kill him, so he comes crashing down from the left, and now he is isolated, alone. Boom, getting abused by aggressive mode, and there is nothing he can do but die. So
he got Spartan.
only survive. Oh, cool. Both.
Easy.
Oh, yeah, that's a 5 times kill streak. 444 gold. Oh, if only it was 666.
I kind of respect that play from Viking, though, honestly.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they were so
100%.
far behind. Like, you might as well just go for this, right? They catch the most important hero on the map. They managed to glimpse Lil back on the Rubik. That's the fight starts, and all of a sudden it's like 5 versus 3. But then Chain Frost. And that was it.
Yeah.
Feels like the story of every...
What a spell. Imagine underrating that spell.
There's a Veno... Oh, sorry, Lil just picked up a Nether Shawl, so if he gives that to the Veno now as well... Dear oh dear. That's a lot of damage.
But, I mean... It's basically just neutral after that fight, right? Everything all considered. And, well, I mean, they're not happy with this. They want to get Reg. Oh, my God, Aramis. He's just taken out of the game. 40 seconds on the sidelines. And it looks like Solari is going to be heading the same way as well as the fear comes in. And the damage there from Spartan and Bornea.
Lil's so farmed, man. He's humongous. And this Essence Ring makes this game so easy as well, because even if he gets a little bit too aggressive, the extra burst of HP that he gets in these fights is so valuable.
It's pretty average farm for Lil, though. With the amount of games he's played and just been an absolute beast upon.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of tower gold and everything as well, so it's not too surprising, but he is very far.
Very greedy for.
It works for them.
It does indeed. It does it well. Until Chicken Fighters.
Until maybe he wasn't greedy enough in that series.
Is under attack.
That's a problem. Well, anyway, Skidder, he has finished this Radiance. I'm kind of concerned there's a random Glove of Haste in his inventory. Oh.
I think he's... I said before that, I think it's because he was going to go Midas. And he just changed to Radiance.
That's pretty clutch from the Lich. 4 staffs onto the cliff and TPs away. The Observer came down just a fraction too late.
Oh, of course Lil just takes the farm.
Always. Always. Fadebolt is Lil's best friend. Kills, farm, secured.
Right, don't worry, because Omni Knight has his GPM talent now, so that's going to put the GPM, the net worth difference going the other way. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy indeedy. And they're looking to occupy this high ground on the enemy side of the map. Very nice to do. Gives you control of 2 lanes. You can kind of cut these creep waves on either side and push them all in. And get loads of pressure and force Viking basically back into their base, more or less. Lilt gets a grab onto the Ursa. Where's the follow-up? Where's the damage? Where's anything? Nothing at all. That's just going to backflip up that cliff like the gnarly dude he is. Boom. He popped the drums here, but doesn't run up the cliff. He's got this BKB, so he's like, I really want to go up this cliff, but at the same time, I don't want to instantly die. The duality of man. They let him. Boom backs out. Weirdly, this game feels oddly close. I mean, we are approaching the 25-minute mark, and I said, you know, if aggressive mode aren't severely winning by the 25-minute mark, then I'd be concerned. But they do have a lot of gold and a lot of control over this game, and they're about to have Roshan as well. This could be a huge fight here. Viking need to be ready. They need to be in position, and they need to try and stall this one out for as long as possible, and perhaps even somehow take it off them. Then we're going to have an even game. Oh, great. It's not bad on T, honestly.
Yeah,
the
it's
extra
pretty
range
good.
of the Meld Strike.
Oh, we have a Paladin sword as well. That's pretty nice. You can give it to Omni.
Yeah, I think give it to Omni, for the heal bonus, in case you don't know. A lot of people don't seem to know about Paladin sword heal bonus. It's not just lifesteal.
It's really good on Ched as well, if people haven't played that. I mean, nobody plays Shen, so I assume nobody's played it.
If anyone's played that, yeah. One of the few heroes you can say that for. I think the only hero less popular is Visage right now, and they actually see someone on low ground. It's a big pick-off as well. Toby, with his roar, will be sent to the grave. I think they're in need of a buyback right now, but is they gonna? Is they gonna? They is not. They're letting them get away with this for now. Boom just trying to clear through some of these Plague Wards. They still have the Omni, they still have the Ursa. I really want to see if they can disrupt this Roshan somehow. But it's a big ask. And TA this whole time she's going in for a shot, jumping over into the pit, finding his way through. Storm comes out, but it's going to miss. Borneo managed to get out in time, so the Storm will just completely miss. GA popped, but the poison out in response. Boom gonna go for the ulti, but decides against it. Shad as well. Both of their BKBs have popped, so they're gonna try and get into the pit. Finish it off.
God.
Can they bring down Shad? Lil jumps in, but he's not able to do it. The ultimate from the Shadow Fiend pushes them all back, and they take the Aegis on the side of Viking, and now they start slaughtering through these heroes, but Bornea comes in, takes down 2, now looks towards Boom as well, but Boom has the Aegis. Meanwhile, Ursa on the front lines just trying to get some damage off, but he's going to be finished off as well. Viking, they take the Aegis, but they lose the fight, and it looks like Shadow Fiend going to be going down again. Solari jumping in, trying to do something here, but unfortunately his heals mean jack shit when Bornea is in with all this damage. 4 heroes brought down. The only one to limp away from this engagement is the Disruptor. 2 buybacks as well. I mean, man, that couldn't have been a more pricey Aegis. Shadow Fiend did so much in this one. Only 500 damage got off from the Ursa there, really showing how badly he's controlled in these games. But that is, well, I mean, it's not really a win if they're going to take your racks for it.
When the Static Storm missed, I was so surprised they decided to try and carry on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel at that point you're like, okay, well, fight's gone badly. And they were like, well, we got the Aegis, so this is fine. And all of a sudden, Lil buys back, and they're like, oh, God. Never mind.
I'm not sure about the Shadow Fiend back here either, as he actually gets lifted off, thrown back. He could be in some real trouble. In comes a Static Storm from Aramis. BKB. It's not enough, though. Shad comes in, does kill Bornea at the very least, so the game might continue, but 90 seconds, no Shadow Fiend. Shad with a BKB, though, tears through Skidder. Both cores dead. Okay, Lil also trapped inside the base, and Shad finds another. 3 heroes on the side of aggressive mode dead, and might be 4 as the Roar comes in. They've got themselves a Venomancer. Spartan turns around with the Chain Frost once again, bouncing perfectly. Toby getting destroyed, but now Shad's on top of Skylark, looking for more, coming up the high ground. The trap explodes, slowing him down, but taken off by the Omni Knight. Jump forwards, looking for Skylark, doesn't get the slow, though, so they'll turn towards Spartan instead. There will be a cancellation prize here, but Spartan should go down all the same. There's the slows coming out. He 4-staffs up onto the cliff. Can they see him? Do they have a glimpse? Do they have anything? No, they do not. What a 4-staff from Spartan, getting him out of danger, getting him to safety, and that's going to be both the Veno and the Lich getting away, and they bring down Toby in the process. So very profitable escape from them 2, but unfortunately 3 heroes still do die, and the racks survive from Viking. What's the game plan now? Go and find a repair kit as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
They need one.
Do they have all their tier 3 items on the dice? I wonder. I don't think they do, right? I think you have to go and try and farm them up.
I certainly don't. Yeah, unfortunately, it's no aggressive potential here, no potential for any kind of objective from Viking. They have gotten the kills, and that's about it. Titan Sliver for the Abaddon, a pretty nice pickup for him.
Yeah, I think this Halberd pickup on the Veno is massive for them as well. They need some way of stopping this physical damage coming out from the SF and the Ursa, and he's gone for this Vlads into the Halberd. I think it's a good combo.
I just saw someone in the chat saying, Boom, only one doing something. Shad just got a triple kill, so get ready to be surprised. Okay, spider legs. That's a decent item for the Ursa to give him the chase.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, Ursa's Abyssal, actually. What?
Yeah, he's finally got there. BKB Abyssal. No drums made it a little bit quicker for him because the Shadow Fiend had those drums. The big boy bomb goes.
I hate it when people build drums every game on someone like Ursa. It's just... There's some games where you can't get away with it. Like, you can't be that greedy. You just have to go straight for Basher, just look to fight straight away. Especially when you're far behind like they have been.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, God. Uh-oh. I'm not sure there's much more that needs to be said about this. I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know.
You just leave him.
Yeah.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Unfortunately, now there's 2 heroes dead, and this middle lane Rax is very far pushed in. I don't know why they were there. Honestly. Do you know why they were there, Mo Farah?
No, I don't know why they were there.
Chat, do you know why they were there?
Anyone? Any
Anybody?
guesses, chat?
No? Oh dear. A lift out onto the Ursa. He's going to get that Heavenly Grace shown onto him, and actually jumping forwards onto the Rubik here. He's looking for Lil, but Lil gets 4-staff shielded up by everybody, and now changes targets to Spartan. Meanwhile, the Roar comes out onto Skylark. Skylark doesn't mind, though. He's happy about that. Meanwhile, GA comes through, but Shad's just being chastened down by the Abaddon. Meanwhile, Solari getting taken down on the front lines. Chain Frost seals the deal. Meanwhile, here we've got the Ursa in the spot of bother, down to 30 HP, and finished off by the Meld Strike, and the damage in from Skidder as well. this might be game here, although the Shadow Fiend is coming back to life with the Disruptor, but they're going for the tier 4s here, and with the pushing which Skitter offers, along with the anti-armor from Boromir, I don't think these towers or the Ancient are going to be lasting particularly long time, but they should have the Omni 11 seconds in, but again, Lil jumps in with a lift, and there you go, Aramis picked off 50 seconds on the sidelines, Boom with the BKB, trying to stand his ground, but there is too much damage, too little life, nothing left in the tank for Viking. They are out of this one as a GG. Well played. Are thrown their way. Game number 1 goes to aggressive mode. Viking take a bow out of the first game of the series.
Yeah, I think Viking have to really question about whether this Omni position 5 is okay against the way that aggressive mode want to play. Like, I think you just need to... You can't pick such greedy lanes against this team. Like, they punish you really hard. Yeah. And you said at the start of the game, and although I preferred Viking Shaft, we did say that if they get run over, they will get run over hard. Like, it has that potential to just get out of hand. And Spartan's Chain Frost this game, by the way, were insane. He's 11, 4, and 13 on the Lich.
That is insane. that was an insane game from Spartan. Again, actually, we saw him absolutely kick off on the other Titan yesterday. And today we see him on the Lich as well. Great to see these 5s making some big plays. Wow. It's game 1 out the way. I mean, we didn't expect... aggressive mode to be leading this series so strongly, but then again, Vikings starting with this Omni Knight 5, that is something we did expect not to go well for them. So, we're going to throw it over